From the moment Meghan Markle stepped onto the global stage, she has managed to ignite controversy wherever she goes, but nothing prepared the world for the bombshell revelations tied to her and her sudden, inexplicable MAGA meltdown, all while a disturbing connection to Jeffrey Epstein lurks just beneath the surface. Jon Stewart, the former king of political satire, didn't hold back on The Daily Show, unleashing a scathing takedown that pulled no punches. What seemed like Meghan's typical victim act spiraled into something far darker, as Stewart exposed the shocking facts linking her, directly and indirectly, to Epstein's toxic web, facts that neither Meghan nor her PR machine can easily erase. Let's not sugarcoat it. Meghan Markle's meltdown wasn't just a spontaneous outburst. It was a calculated, theatrical display aimed at diverting attention from the growing scrutiny over her ties to Epstein's circle. While the public was distracted by her carefully curated victim narrative, the real story unfolded behind closed doors. Documents and testimonies now reveal that Meghan had more contact than previously admitted with figures closely linked to Epstein's network, a fact that completely undermines the pristine image she has desperately tried to sell. The Daily Show wasn't shy about calling her out, exposing how this so-called royal rebel might have been playing a more dangerous game than anyone suspected. The more you peel back the layers, the less innocent Meghan appears. From private meetings with known Epstein associates to inexplicable financial transactions surfacing in investigations, her role raises hard questions. Was she merely a pawn in a larger, sinister game, or complicit in shielding and enabling powerful figures? The media's reluctance to dig deeper on this front reeks of complicity. Jon Stewart's blistering commentary exposed how Meghan's meltdown conveniently aligned with the timeline of escalating public inquiries, suggesting a strategic attempt to manipulate public opinion and avoid accountability. What makes this revelation even more disturbing is Meghan's repeated pattern of weaponizing victimhood to silence criticism while simultaneously surrounding herself with controversial figures. Instead of distancing herself from the Epstein scandal, she has maintained suspiciously close ties to individuals implicated in his network. This paradox not only damages her credibility but also raises uncomfortable questions about her judgment and true motives. Stewart's critique was unrelenting, highlighting how her public meltdown over the MAGA crowd was less about genuine outrage and more about deflecting from her own entanglements. Critics argue that Meghan's behavior is a textbook case of scandal misdirection, a well-practiced tactic used by those in powerful circles to shift focus and rewrite narratives. Her connections to Epstein-linked individuals are not isolated incidents but rather part of a broader pattern of questionable alliances that have been conveniently overlooked or minimized by mainstream coverage. The Daily Show's exposure forced many to reconsider their blind loyalty to Meghan, forcing the public to confront the uncomfortable possibility that her story is far more complicated and far less innocent than advertised. Ultimately, Jon Stewart's segment serves as a stark reminder that behind the glamour and headlines lies a tangled web of deception and manipulation. Meghan Markle's MAGA meltdown wasn't just about politics. It was about survival in a world where inconvenient truths are buried under carefully crafted lies. The Epstein connection isn't a footnote. It's a defining chapter in understanding who Meghan really is and the lengths she'll go to protect her narrative. If Meghan truly wants to regain trust, she needs to stop hiding behind theatrics and face the uncomfortable facts head-on. Until then, the shadow of Epstein will continue to haunt her story, and public skepticism will only deepen. As Jon Stewart revealed, this is not the time for silence or spin. It's time for answers. And Meghan Markle owes the world plenty of them. And let's be clear, Meghan's refusal to address these connections head-on isn't just a PR misstep. It's a glaring admission that something far more troubling is at play. For years, she's built an empire on carefully staged moments of vulnerability, painting herself as the outsider fighting a ruthless establishment. But now, with Epstein's dark legacy pulling at the seams of her story, that image is rapidly unraveling. The more she clams up, the more her silence screams complicity. Jon Stewart's sharp critique wasn't merely about calling out hypocrisy. It was a wake-up call to everyone still buying into Meghan's carefully crafted mythology. This isn't about political ideology or celebrity drama. It's about accountability, transparency, and the stark reality that proximity to Epstein's world carries serious consequences. Meghan's selective outrage, a MAGA meltdown on cue, feels less like genuine emotion and more like damage control designed to distract from the uncomfortable truth. The public's appetite for honesty has never been greater, and Meghan's ongoing evasiveness is fueling a growing distrust that no amount of glossy Instagram posts can fix. If she truly wants to rewrite her narrative, it's time for radical transparency, no more deflections. No more peacefully timed outbursts, just cold, hard facts. Until then, the shadow of Epstein will linger, a constant reminder that some connections refuse to stay buried. And as Jon Stewart made clear, Meghan Markle owes the world a reckoning, not a performance.